Buddy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our week 2, episode 2, Bachelor in Paradise recap. We have so much to talk about, and I have a special guest with me. I am so excited to introduce him, but before I do, we are almost at the halfway point in Big Brother, so if you haven't gotten your feeds, got them through us, your realityrecaps.com/bb16, click on any of the feed banners. It helps us out. You guys get entered into a draw for some swag and an iPad. And if you want spoilers because you can't get the feeds or you just like to be spoiled before you can watch, yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16 spoilers has all of that. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter at dgoodyear1975. And I have Tyler here with me as usual.
Hello, everybody. It's Tyler Hayes. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Hayes. And this was a complete hot mess of an episode that we have to talk about today.
It was such a hot mess of an episode that we had to bring in your Reality Recaps favorite fan, Michael Riccardi. If any of you guys remember him, in April he did the Reality Rally and he ran it with John and Helen. And it was John's cousin Melissa, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so Michael is here. And Michael, tell them where they can find you on Twitter because he has amazing Bachelor in Paradise tweets.
It's Mikey. You can follow me at MikeyRich1122 on Twitter.
Awesome. Okay, so where do we start? Last we left off, Ashley was crazy. Everybody else was normal, except for Michelle K, who left. And, I mean, there were huge rumors before the season started that somebody was having an affair with someone in production and blah, 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 and we all kind of figured it was her. But holy smokes, it starts the episode off. Chris Harrison...
Who is channeling his inner chin bot.
I know. I was so expecting the but first, but he said before, and I was like, oh my god. It was insane. So he explains that Michelle had a room next to a guy pre-show, and they got kind of close, and I guess they had adjoining doors, and they unlocked the doors, and boom, chicka, wah, wah. Everything happened, so then she went on and she left. And I guess they tried to talk to her. She wouldn't let them in. They thought somebody might have been in the room with her. They didn't know. I guess one of the production assistants had come in with Daniela, who had also been eliminated. And, I mean, with all reality shows, we know they go to psych right after they're out to decompress from what they just signed themselves up for. So, you know, the girl's, like, knocking on the door, you know, like, we have the psychiatrist here, we need to speak to you. And she's in a towel, and she won't open the door, and I guess there's a guy in the room with her, and he goes on the balcony to hide, and he panics, and he jumps off the fucking balcony. And I'm like, my favorite part of this was just the reaction of the production girl. Like,
The replay?
Just when she started laughing that he jumped off the balcony, I was like, this is fantastic, this is ratchet, this is what we want. And his name is Ryan Putz. Like, this couldn't be perfecter. Like,
the reenactment was a little too much for me, though. Like, the blinking red font, which, by the way, that was a terrible font choice, whoever chose that. To stress that it was a reenactment, like, this was a total, like, awful Lifetime 48 hours special type thing. And I was just like, no.
I just don't get how someone walked with 2 broken ankles.
Exactly.
And I just love the fact that she said, I don't have to talk to Chris, he's just the host.
I know. I
was like, damn, you're not coming back ever again.
No, yeah, she's just killed herself. I mean, who's going to want her back anyways? But yeah, she's killed herself for reality TV. But that was, how do you jump off a balcony? Like, there were like 4 other doors on that balcony. Go in another door.
No, how does he view 20 feet up as 6 feet up off the ground? Like, what balcony is 6 feet off the ground?
I don't know.
You should have asked that girl to catch him.
Can you imagine just standing there and there's just, boom, someone just falls beside you? You're just like, what?
He must really love his job. They must pay well.
My job! Oh my god, my job! Your job is done now, dude. You just jumped off a balcony.
It's so done.
Hey, maybe it's not. He let himself talk on camera about it, so maybe they said, if you say everything that happened, you can stay.
And you tell us your last name is Putz. Like, that can't be real. I'm sorry, that can't be real.
What I
Somebody
love is that
watching.
we got the little subtitles at the bottom so that we know how to spell it, and then he asked him to spell it again, like so we know for sure what his last name is.
Well, it's
But hey, at least she's not hard to please. He brought her some picked flowers.
and Floss.
Yeah, and floss.
She's not hard to please.
No,
Little
she was
dental
like,
floss
yeah.
and flowers. Whatever.
Simple girl right there.
Maybe
But
she
they
doesn't
made
need a
it
guy
into a
with
much bigger deal than I think they needed to be.
maybe
because,
she
like,
doesn't need a guy with ankles either. Like he's just fucked his
Probably not.
ankles for life. So
So I'm guessing he was the guy, though, that she was maybe single about.
yeah, or maybe it's happened already. Oh, she just drives me crazy. But so yeah, so she's gone. Ryan's in the hospital. Whatever. So we go into our episode, and our three couples that have already paired off are Ashley and Graham, Dylan and Elise, or so Elise thinks, and
She is in love, okay?
She is.
Marcus and Lacey. And then it happens. Mr. Chris Bukowski from Emily's season walks up, and I'm like, men, lock down your ladies. Like, this is when you need to start making your moves. You like a girl, you tell her. You don't beat around the bush. You tell her, because this guy will scoop in and take whatever he can grab and go. But do they? No. So he has a date card, and everyone is so into Claire this season, and I don't get it.
Yeah,
I have one-
she's not that cute, I don't think. Like, she's like the all-American girl type look, I guess, but I don't see what everyone sees in her.
Am I the only person that gets a little bit confused sometimes on which girl's which?
Yeah, at this point,
Yeah, like until we get halfway through this season, I won't know who anybody is.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just wrote, like, sexy blonde, one-arm blonde, dirty blonde, ocean blonde. I was just like, I had no way of knowing who was who, so I just wrote what their hair looked like.
oh my god, one-armed blonde.
Arm blonde.
And then I put one girl with
Send your
brown hair.
hate tweets to Mikey Rich 1122, please. Oh my god.
And then there was the one brown haired girl. She was all alone.
The one-armed blonde. You can't even get her name. You can't remember Sarah. Like,
No, I remember
one
the name.
arm.
I know her
She's
name.
got one arm.
She's got one arm. I remember her from her season. But there's so many blonde girls. They all line up, and it's like an army of blondes, and then one girl with brown hair. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's like blondes and Michelle Money. You're done.
yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah. So he chooses Claire to pamper in paradise, and like they go for like a massage. Like I don't even look at the dates now because the dates don't matter.
The house.
Nothing happens on the dates. It's what's going on in the house. And what is going on in the house is Rob is mad. Rob is dealing with the fallout from the Marcus giving Lacey the rose, and now Lacey is all over Marcus. And who wouldn't be all over Marcus, right, Mikey?
Hey, like 3 girls wanted them.
I finally have somebody that will agree with me on Marcus. Show
He's
them
like-
your hearts.
He's
Show
like
them your
the-
hearts, Mikey.
He's like the rugged hot one.
He is, yes, Steve.
But I wrote couple, but I wrote sexy too.
Yeah, like, I mean, look at, like, he's sexy. She's got boobs for days, and yeah, like, yeah, so Robert's pissed. He thinks Lacey's a snake. And yeah, so he just spends the whole time on a chair just creepily
Staring at them.
staring at those two, which is really a little disconcerting for me, but I don't know. And then we go to Dylan. I don't know where.
You were Team Dylan last week.
I was Team Dylan this week, and I'm like, he deserves whatever he gets after he says, go meet other people, and then gets pissed that she does. Like,
But he wasn't into her. That's why he did it.
But he was mad. Like, he's like, I said to go meet people. I didn't say to go kiss people. Like,
Yeah. But I go back to my thing, like, if there's a secret prize that no one knows about, if there was a prize said, Dylan would have said, yes, I'll take the rose.
exactly.
But if there's no prize, why stay with crazy? I'd go home. I'd be like, bye.
See you later.
See you later.
Yeah, so, like, Dylan's like, I'm feeling smothered. Well, not to Lise, but to us anyways. He's feeling smothered, so he goes and tells Lacey, we're here to meet people, and we kind of paired off really quickly, and I haven't been able to meet anybody, and blah, blah, blah. And so she's like, she just spends the whole episode going, this is just a bump in the road, it'll be okay, he just wants me to leave and come back. And I'm just like, oh, she's like Caleb from Big Brother.
She really is.
Like, it's mind-boggling to me. But so yeah, I can't even keep it all straight. So like, she's out there going, I love him and I want to marry him, and he's like, no, like, I want to meet other girls.
I love him, but I can't tell him yet because it's so soon.
Yeah, I want to meet. Yeah, he wants to meet other girls, so he sets her free. Claire and Chris come back from their date, which was an okay date from what I saw. And Marcus gets a date card, so of course he takes Lacey, and it's just, these dates are nothing. Like, it's just like a little dinner date or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go out for dinner or whatever, so now everybody's back at the man's.
It's still cute, though, with all the candles.
It's alright. I don't know. That didn't impress me much.
Oh, if you were there with Marcus, you would have been impressed.
I think we all would have been impressed if we were there with Marcus. Yeah, so, Lacey actually asked Marcus some pretty deep questions, which I was a little shocked at. She actually has a brain in that head of hers with the boobs.
It probably meant she was actually really interested then.
Yeah, like, because
if she wasn't that interested, she would not have been asking about Andy so soon.
Yeah, like, he just, like, came off that breakup, so she wanted to know more about that, and he sees something special in her, and we all know that right now they're engaged, so. But yeah, so that's all that happens there, and then they're all drinking back at the I don't even know, what is this thing? Is this a hotel? Is this a mansion? I don't, like, this treehouse. I'm gonna call it a treehouse.
I think it's a resort.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like there's walls or anything. It just looks like. So they're back at the house, and they're all drinking, and I'm sorry, but the most awful hashtag has been friggin' created now with the YOPO. Like, YOLO was awful enough. Now we have You Only Paradise Once. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful.
I can't. But Ben is, like, the life of the party, and no one, like, Ben was the real bad boy of, like, Dez's season. He was like the Nick of Dez's season. So everyone, they're not seeing that in Ben this season. So they're all partying it up, and Chris and Elise are vibing. Oh my god, what does this mean? What does this mean? You young folks, tell me, what does vibing mean?
I have never heard vibing used in an expression before.
Mikey, you're from California, come on.
Is vibing? Like you're vibing? I've heard that expression, yes.
Are you vibing?
Are you vibing?
I vibed.
You vibed. What's that ring made out of?
I don't even know. It was from Overstock.
That's very nice, yes. Mikey is newly married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I drink so much.
He's all married up. He's all married up now.
Also, I'm confused on how I'm all these people's ages, yet I feel like I look way younger.
Well, because, I don't know.
I don't know if it's all the muscles. Do all the muscles make them look older? But
well, you got a baby face.
I'm 28. Well, I'm going to be 28. And they're all like my age. 35-year-old kind of randomly in their gram.
I'm 40, and I don't.
Mm-mm.
And I'm 16 to be 22, and I look like.
This is like the Fountain of Youth panel right here. Nobody looks their age.
It's our love child.
No, yeah, nobody looks their age in this panel. Okay, so they're vibing, and Dylan has given her his full blessing to go and be friends and meet new people. So she goes out into the ocean with what has got to be the smallest bikini bottom I have ever. Like, I had to look closely at my 42-inch TV to find the front of this thing. Like, I didn't think there was a front. So they're in the ocean, and everyone's just sitting there, like Marcus. No, not Marcus. Dylan. Dylan's sleeping. Dylan's Zach. If we're gonna compare this to Big Brother, Dylan is Zach.
He really is.
Elise is Caleb. He's sleeping while she's in the ocean, and they're kissing. Now, I'm sorry, but that was not just kissing.
No.
Like the way she described it, it was like a kiss. No, this was like legs wrapped around the body. Things were happening. There was a shark.
Feeling stuff.
There was a shark in the water.
Yeah.
What I don't understand too is there no beds or couches? Why is everything happening in the ocean?
Because it's paradise, and the cameras can see you on a bed.
Well, I go to the ocean. I step 5 feet in, and I'm like, I'm good. Go back to the sand.
Well, yeah, because you're in California and there's sharks.
There's sharks everywhere.
Well,
No?
not where I am.
That's like cold water. Like, I'm too much chicken. I'll be like, nope, this is too cold. No.
I stuck my foot in the lake a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. And then, so now Marcus and Markel are in the bedroom.
Oh, I love this.
Marcus comes in with a note, and he's like, I spilled water on the backpack, and this fell out. Now, what do we think of this?
2 things happened. Either A, when that guy spills water on something, he like throws it around to dry it, or B, it's like Survivor, how you guys joke at Survivor, but the production was like, like his bag, like, look in the bag, look in the bag. Like, how do you find a piece of paper in something unless you like, that was a lot of water.
Yeah.
I would have just walked out the bathroom and be like, sorry, I spilled your shit, bye.
I would have just walked away. Oh, that wasn't me. No. Sorry.
And the paper looked pretty dry.
It wasn't even wet.
So,
I would be like, Markel spilled on it, sorry.
yeah. It's all Markel's fault. Yeah, no, so they read this, of course they read this note. Like, these are worse than women. Like, Marcus was kind of in on all the crap that happened on Andy's season 2. Like, he was in on quite a bit of it.
It wasn't really Marcus's fault, though.
It wasn't Marcus's fault, but Marcus,
like, letter finding, it was more Markel who was the girl.
Like, we need to... Okay, can we talk about Markel's glasses? I'm sorry.
I'm a total fan of Markel and the glasses.
How many kind does he have? I swear he was wearing 2 different kinds.
But I doubt they're even real.
Yeah, I know. I hate it. All these people, they try and wear glasses when they don't need them, and it's like, do you know the struggle every day you have to wear these things?
Exactly.
Like, no, why would you want them?
You can choose not to.
On Big Brother, they're wearing a pair of glasses with not even lenses in them.
I know, those people.
They're so hipster, that's why.
They really are. They're like, the bigger the better, and I'm like, no, sit down.
They're all in SoCal, so they think they're California people.
Yeah, so Marcus and Markel decide that they need to confront Ben about this letter because it makes it sound like he has a girlfriend. So they all go down gangbusters. Ben, can we talk to you? And like they bring him aside, but like they just pulled him away from everybody. So everybody stopped watching like Elise and Chris in the ocean having their sexy time, and they're like, what? So they're talking to him, and he kind of admits it, and then they send in Claire as a spy, which I thought was hilarious, because Claire just kind of pokes her head in, and Raquel's like, and then everybody is there. It's like, whoa, what just happened? Like,
I just love that he's just like, he got a love letter, and automatically everyone thinks something bad. Like, wouldn't you just think one of the girls wrote him a love letter? That's what I would think.
Yeah. And now was Michelle Money's
I wouldn't go so
reaction?
extreme.
Was Michelle Money's reaction just a little over the top for this?
She said she's already... Wasn't she the one that said she was desperate already because she was too old?
Yeah.
So that's why she was so upset. She really wants a man.
But I would have been glad, because if he had left last week, another person would have went home.
Right.
At least he gave somebody another chance to be here. You know what I mean? Like, because if he had decided in the middle of last week that he wanted to leave, that would have left 3 girls going home because there wouldn't have been enough guys.
Yeah.
So he saved a girl by staying an extra week. Like, who did
I
he give
thought his whole final speech was good until he said, "My heart was back home," and I was like, "Oh, I was on your side until the heart back home part."
Yeah, no, he's...
I get the whole coming and maybe something could have happened with a girl, but admitting that you weren't really into it in the first place was free vacation written all over it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I got a
Another
couple weeks in
person.
Mexico.
There could have been someone else that had taken that spot that would have been much more better to watch than. This is now the second person's quit. Like, no.
It would be, but Michelle's like in the bed crying and weeping. Like, he wasn't even into you. It's not like he gave you the rose and like led you on. Like, you got your rose with Markel last week. Like, you were good. And like, I just don't get why she's like. I get why you would be pissed, but why would you be so like beside yourself, crying and freaking out? Like, it was over to the top for me.
Maybe she secretly had a thing for him.
I don't think so. I don't think he's her type.
That was a little over the top for you. This whole show isn't a little over the top for you. This whole show's a little over the top. Let's get real.
Fine. So then, it's the next day now, and Elise tells Dylan that she kissed Chris. And he's like, "What do you mean, kiss Chris? I didn't say you could kiss people. I just said you could meet people." Like, typical freaking dudes. Like, what is wrong with you guys? Talk. I have 2 men here. Talk to me.
I stand with it that he wasn't into her and he was just trying to get rid of her.
Yeah,
That's what I would have done.
That.
But why would he be so upset then? That's what I don't understand. Like, I would have been like, if you weren't into her, I'd be like, good, you found somebody else.
But then it's because he can walk away from the situation and blame her. And be like, "Oh, all I said was go talk to people, and she went and made out with somebody. Oh my gosh, she's so horrible. But hey, Sarah, how you doing?"
Exactly. So then he looks like the sweet, innocent one. That...
Wait, wrong blonde.
Oh my god, yeah, so they have this whole thing, and he's like, it's not working out, and he's like, don't give me the rose, I don't want the rose, you know, and she's not ready to give up. She's still in her little friggin' delusional state that this is just a bump in the road, and he's gonna love me, and he'll come back to me, and he set me free so I would fly back, like still going on about, I'm like, shut up, he's just not that into you.
She needs to watch that movie.
She does. And so now there's like this huge like what people think is a triangle but really is a straight line because Dylan's checked himself out of everything. And Dylan gets a date card. Finally, like this guy I think has gotten more airtime in one episode than he got like all last season.
All last season. Yeah.
I forgot who he was at first.
Because he looks completely different.
He's even there.
I understand Markel and I understand Marcus, but he was the one that kind of threw a cork in it for me.
It was because he had the sob story of the season, you know, like his.
What was it?
Like his sister, I think his sibling, two of his siblings, OD'd on drugs or something.
That was him.
Mhm. That was the "I'm so great to be in Connecticut" date.
Why is he so unforgettable? Or I mean, forgettable to me.
It's because he looks just like the other one from his season. The one that made it further than him. There was 2 of them that looked identical like on that season. On Andy's season, there's 2 twins, I swear.
All of the men look identical on that show.
Yeah. He looks different now. Like he's changed.
There was the dirty blonde brunette season with chest hair.
Yeah. They were all too friendly in that season. But yeah, so he gets the date card. And Lacey's just like, oh, he's gonna pick me. He's gonna pick me, and we're gonna work it out, and we're gonna work it out. And like you said, hey, Sarah, I want to go on a date. And she's like, can I think about it? I'm like, ouch. How does that feel as a guy to ask somebody out on a date, and they say, can we think about it?
But though, did he not know they were friends?
Well, yeah, he did.
Of all the girls, though, like the choose.
They're not from the same season. No, they're not.
But they said they were like good friends, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think in the house, he would have known. Why would I jump to her friend? That would be a mistake.
Well, they're all friends at this point. Like, I mean, you're all friggin'. It's like a big incest pool of
dating each other.
Yeah, but so she talks to Elise, and Elise is like, yeah, it's okay, go out with him, because she doesn't think that anything will happen with Sarah. So Sarah goes out with him, and what do they do? They went shopping. What is with fucking Bachelor and shopping these days? That's all they do is go
They have
shopping.
much in the budget. They've done too many spin-offs and too many seasons.
They're paying for that resort.
Yeah, all the money's on the hotel, and then the hospital bill that they got to pay because that guy's getting
Yeah.
Exactly. They had all these great dates planned, and this guy broke 2 ankles, and like, fuck, now we have to fix his ankles.
Like half the dates have to go down in budget for that.
Yeah, because they started out really good dates, and now they're just kind of like dinner and a massage.
All of these ones this episode were like probably $30 dates.
Yeah, $30 dates, and it's like, so he goes out with Sarah, and it was fine, I guess, whatever. And then we get our newest man walks up, and I don't remember him. He's Zach from Does This Season. If anybody can refresh.
Does This Season was the complete snooze fest. Like, I don't need them to keep bringing people back from Does This Season. Like, they keep bringing people back from her season, and then they keep sticking her in these swab commercials. Like, no. That season just needs to be forgotten about. Why won't they understand that?
Are they still airing swab commercials? See, I don't get your...
Swab.
Yeah, I get them on the app that I watch the show on.
That stuff like 99 cents?
Yeah, like, I don't understand, like, what the big push
Does it need
for all of it
advertisements?
is. Like...
I just wrote that he was dorky and kind of cute.
Dorky. Yeah, he's all right. But I guess him and Claire know each other from just being in the same circles or whatever. So he picks, and like, because Claire like runs like right up to him. Claire's like the welcoming committee of the island. I swear to God, like someone comes up and like Claire is just like running to them, like. So I don't know. He chooses Claire again, like for a second date in a row. I'd be pissed if I were these girls that weren't getting dates and.
How's
See,
there
that's
not
what I
a
said
rule
like
against
last
that?
week. Like, I feel like once you get a date, you should
be cut off.
chosen for a second date, like by someone else in the same week.
Yeah, you're cut off. No more date for you. Because she got one last week, right? Was it just
Yeah.
one? No, 2. Didn't she get 2?
Was it her that got 2? There was someone that got 2 last week.
Who got 2 last week? Because Robert took her.
It was Robert that got 2 last week.
Oh no, the girls. No, she couldn't have gotten 2 because it was the girls that were choosing.
Right, it was the guy.
Robert got 2.
She chose Robert, so she went out with Robert, and then she kind of had like some side dates, like.
I think they didn't put a limit on the dates because they knew everything was mostly going to go down at the house in between the dates.
Yeah, because like there's not like they don't even show like.
Because everyone seems to be linking up more at home than on dates.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's like the date queen, and she's like, I feel it was Zach, and they have a connection in the ocean again. Like Claire Claire needs to stay out of the water. Like her whole season with Juan Pablo, everything happened in the water. Like this girl needs to be landlocked.
That water's going to be disgusting by the time the show's over.
It's just gonna be sperm everywhere. Like
Hey, she felt his connection, okay?
People are gonna be coming out of this ocean pregnant. That's what's gonna happen here. Like that's.
Maybe she's one of those that think the water interferes.
The girl.
She's like, it won't work.
It's like some poor PA is gonna go swimming, and then like 9 months later, she's like, I don't know where this baby came from. I just went swimming when we were filming Bachelor
Isn't there salt in the water? Doesn't that stop it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
Any doctors in the audience? Hashtag. Oh yeah, tweet your questions. Hashtag why are our life. I keep forgetting that.
I sent one out. I don't have followers, so.
I think I was in the middle of tweeting something when you came on, and then I forgot and I closed Twitter down.
Well, I sent one out, but I tagged Eric in it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Dylan and Sarah go on their date, and she's like, "Why not Elise?" And she's like, "He's not for me." Blah blah blah. They just go to dinner too, and they just talk. And I've got like Elise equals Caleb because she's just at home, like everything's for Dylan. Like, my God, I can't get
crazy blonde in love.
Crazy blonde in love. She wasn't crazy on Juan Pablo's.
Oh, she was crazy this episode.
I know. I just don't get it. Like everybody has gone like opposite. Like Ashley was the sane one on Sean's season.
Because
She's
when they signed
gone
up for this
nuts.
show, they were like, in the contract, you have to be batshit crazy and ratchet as much as possible. And everyone's sticking to that contract.
But Claire was insane on her season.
But
Claire
it
was
seems to be
insane.
only the girls.
And she's okay.
I think it's just the girls, because I don't want to talk about previews yet, but like next week it looks like it's another girl goes crazy.
They're all going. It's at least they're not all going nuts at once. Like it's like Ashley was crazy last week, and thank God she kind of leveled her head out because Daniela was the only one that could like keep her from going over the edge, and she's gone.
Because no one touched Graham, so she was like, yeah.
Everyone's afraid to touch Graham. Graham's sleeping with one eye open, and all the other girls are
She
like,
still has potential next week.
Yeah.
A new girl show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. When the new. Oh, God. I can't wait to see who. I just can't wait.
They looked not blonde.
I want Courtney Robinson to walk on that island. I know it ain't gonna happen, but like that would just
my
be.
dream. She's like my dream to be on the show.
That would be the best thing ever. Courtney Robinson or Vienna. Get Vienna on there.
Oh, that would be so good.
So good.
They
ABC
should just let us
casting
cast it.
Yeah, ABC casting needs to talk to Tyler and I because we have so many great ideas, and I'm sure you can. I'm sure Michael could give us a few too.
I would say gay bachelor, but it would just be a mess.
Well, I had a guy tweeting me last. His Twitter handle's hashtag Zach Attack, and he was like, "Wouldn't this be great if it was gay Bachelor in Paradise?" And I'm like, I would be all in for this, but I don't think network TV in Southern America
is ready for that.
The Southern states.
They've done it. It was on a different channel, but it was
probably on Logo though, was it not? Like,
I don't know. It was like a gay cowboy, and there was like 15 gay guys chasing his heart, but then it just ended up with gay guys falling for each other in the house. It was messy. I'm sorry. If it was a gay bachelor, and I was on that show, and I was in that house, and I'm sleeping in a room with like 6 other guys, I'd be like, hey, so what are you doing? You're not going on a date. You want to go on a date? You sit in the grass in the backyard, like.
I can just see it. Well, no, but that's why gay Bachelor in Paradise would be great because you can hook up with whoever you want and there are no rules. But I'm just like, I don't think network TV is ready for this. I don't think the southern states are ready for this. Like, I'm all for it, but...
Oh, wait, though. We already have it on Big Brother. It's like the gayest season ever.
It's so great.
Frankie gets more play than all those girls.
Frankie's getting more action than anybody in that house ever did. Like, he's kissing anybody and everybody.
He got tag team dry humped. I mean, come on.
And, like, he's, like, cuddling with the girls, and he's snuggling with the boys. He's all over the place. But, yeah, no.
I just hope I look good when I'm 50 like he does.
Oh, my God. No. Gay Bachelor in Paradise, I think. Could you imagine it with lesbians, though?
Oh, they would, like, hit each other. It'd be like Bad Girls Club, but in paradise.
ABC, you need to talk to the three of us. Yeah, so Ben, so now Ben leaves. Ben, like, God, they're all over the place here. Like, Ben goes, he takes what looks like a turtle backpack and just walks off. Bye. Yeah, so that's basically it. And Ben, like, I don't know. Michelle, oh my God, the Michelle Markel talk. What? Someone needs to talk to this guy. Like,
I never would ever do that to somebody. Like,
no.
If someone told me I drink too much, I would have drowned his ass in that ocean and been like, we have free booze. Kiss my ass.
And after the thing is, that's after what, 10 days of knowing somebody? Like, I like you, but I have a concern. You like to drink. Markel, this is why you went home. Like,
you didn't go home.
No, on Andy's season. Like, this is why you went home.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to talk to women. Like,
well, clearly they talked more than they showed, because he must have said something else to keep himself there.
I don't know, but she's like, you have a list? Like, I was flabbergasted. I was like, what? Like, what did you just say to her?
I mean,
like,
there probably could have been a better way to phrase it than the way that he did.
There's no way to, after 10 days of knowing somebody, that is not a way.
You can't have a list after 10 days, ever.
No. Like, if my husband said, Dana, I think you're drinking too much, after 15 years, I think he could make that assumption, you know? Like, yeah, okay, maybe I'm drinking too much. But after 10 days, and you're on vacation, like, obviously she's not spending her days hammered. She has a daughter, she has a job, she does live a life. Like, she's not
True.
living her life hammered. But I didn't know. I was between that and the glasses, I couldn't even deal with Markel today. I was like, bring back the cookie guy, because
Yeah, I miss the cookie guy. He needs to return.
he does.
You should have went with Robert.
Yeah.
Robert, no ass. That's what he's labeled.
Exactly. And the other fatal mistake that I thought he made, and I thought this should have been a fatal error. I don't know how he's still here. But when she was so upset after Ben had his reveal, and she stormed off to bed, who followed her? Who followed her? But Graham. How Ashley wasn't off having a little breakdown, I don't know. But Graham was the one that went after her, not Markel. Like, you see your woman go off, you go after her. Like, that's just the rule of the road there, boy.
I don't think he's that into her. I think he's playing her to stay.
He's just hoping somebody better walks on the island.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's just, yeah. And, like, the thing is, like, just as, like, shit gets tense between, like, Michelle and Markel, Robert grabs her and takes her off.
He timed that perfect. I think he was listening down those steps and was like, oh, time to step in.
Or production's like, Robert, go. Robert,
yeah.
go.
It was like awkwardly perfect timing of just them ending the fight, and he walks right in.
Exactly. So he swoops her off, and I was like, oh, Markel, you're done. Like, this was not, like, if you have a concern with her drinking, this was not the week to voice it. You wait.
Right.
Until you have the power and you're giving the rose out. You don't tell her now. So, yeah. Then we go into our rose ceremony, and the girls have all the power. So who did you think was gonna go home? I thought for sure.
I thought Markel.
I thought it was Markel. Yeah. I was like, he's a lost cause.
He sunk his ship. He's done.
I figured it was between Markel and Dylan, only because of him not wanting to be with Elise.
Yeah, exactly. So, like,
which made no sense.
Yeah. Lacey picks Marcus.
Stay.
Yeah, I would have wanted Dylan to stay because he's just cuter, but I don't know. Lacey picks Marcus, of course. Ashley picks Graham. Claire, we didn't touch on this, but Claire had gotten really close with Zach. Like, they were, like, kissing all over the place. So Claire picks Zach. And then Michelle. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is it. Bye, Markel. Bye, Markel. Bye, Markel. And she picks Robert. And I was like, I don't know. What, he had to have said something to her between.
That's what I'm saying. Like, something else was
There's so much going on in that house that we are not seeing.
Yeah, like, I need live feeds. That's all there is
He had to have apologized because there's no way she would have kept him after what he said unless he did something.
Like, I need this show to go down in real time. I need live feeds.
Yeah, if this show had live feeds, it would so make up for the snooze fest that the Big Brother live feeds are this season.
Could you imagine the live feeds on this show? They'd be R-rated. Like, you know.
It would just be people everywhere naked or changing.
They would need to have, like, holes in the ocean with cameras on them. Like, oh my God. Like,
so good. It needs to happen.
Live feeds on this show would be fantastic. And we've always said, too, like, live feeds in the Bachelor Mansion, too. Like, you need that. And then Elise comes. Elise comes up, and he's told her multiple times, Dylan has told her multiple times, don't give me the rose. Don't give me the rose. Like, I'm not going to accept this rose. And stupid, delusional, crazy blonde gives Dylan the rose. And he's like, no. No.
No.
I can see why he said yes, or I can see why he said no, but at the same time, he should have said yes.
Oh, yeah. When your life is on the line, if you want to stay in Mexico, you say yes.
Well, you know 2 girls are coming tomorrow. Like, just ditch your ass tomorrow when you get to pick. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like they're not strategizing in this game at all.
that's
Exactly. They need to be strategizing better.
So yeah, so she picks Dylan, and Dylan says no, and then the speech of all speeches, like, I just want to tell Dylan and everybody here that everybody deserves 100%, and I thank Dylan. And I'm just like, what? And like the camera's panning to every single one of them, and they're all just like,
oh, all of their reactions are hilarious. Their faces they
why?
make on, and it's like Sarah's like deer in the headlights, like someone's punching somebody in front of her, like, oh my god, we're gonna get killed soon.
Markel's eyes
Markel's
are just like, boom.
Like,
I'm like, just let me take this all in. Like, oh my god, I couldn't even.
I think she thought she was like running for Miss America, and it was like her last speech. She's like, I'm gonna pull up Dylan next to me as my man statue, and like talk about how amazing he is, and then just pan straight to Chris.
He's so great.
It was amazing.
Yeah, so then she gives it to Chris. Like, poor Chris. Like, Chris is like, okay, like, I want to be here, so sure. But, like, he's got to be, like, feeling this big. Like, I'm just the consolation prize here because this doofus said no.
Right.
And it's like, oh my god. And then Sarah's last. And I think Elise and Sarah had a conversation before this rose ceremony. I think the conversation went down as Elise says, I'm going to give Dylan the rose. If he accepts it, fantastic. If he doesn't, don't offer them the rose. Send him home. Give it to whoever's left. That's the conversation I think went down.
It would make sense because she didn't really hang out with Robert that much.
No, she had no connection with Robert.
Robert.
Like, what do you think, Tyler?
They had to have had a conversation. There's no way that they didn't have one.
Like, that's what had to have happened. Is like, just take whoever's left, and if he says no, then she would have been left with friggin' like Chris Bukowski though if he had said yes. Like, could you imagine Claire and Chris?
Yeah.
Like, Chris could have went home. Chris could have went home.
Yeah.
He was gonna go if Dylan said yes, I think.
Yeah, because I don't think Sarah would have picked Chris because he had a reputation. No. Yeah, so that's what happens this episode of the Rashty greatness of Bachelor in Paradise. So, what are you thinking so far, Mike?
I'm just curious to see the two new girls.
Yeah,
is it making up
bring a lot of drama from Markel and Michelle?
Yeah, I think that's what's going to keep this alive. Like, I mean, if it was the same people, like, I think it would stay stagnant. But like, when you introduce a new person every week.
Do you remember the reality TV show that did this?
Show.
Sorry?
Do you remember the reality TV show that did this exact same format?
No.
Okay, it's old. It's got to be at least like when I was in high school, so probably maybe 10 years ago. But it was like a paradise theme, and they were at a resort, and they would have so many people together, and they linked.
Temptation Island?
Yes! And then they would bring in new people, and they got to pick. It's the same format, and they picked.
It really is.
And whoever was left went, and they would just bring in the opposite sex, and people would make like alliances just to stay to the end to win the money. But this season hasn't said anything about a prize, so they're actually maybe trying to find love. They think they are.
Oh my god! Yeah.
After this episode, I was like, there's never any prize mentioned, but it's the same format as thank you, Tyler. Temptation Island.
Temptation.
I was trying to think of the show. I used to watch it because I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, no, I never.
Show.
Yeah, I was
probably watched
busy.
it too young.
I was busy having babies. I was busy having babies 10 years ago, so I wasn't watching no Temptation Island. I was just trying to stay alive. So, but yeah, so like I think like that's what's keeping this going is like the addition of the new people, and it keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
And
do you know how long they're there for?
It's a 7-week series.
Well, okay, do either one of you follow Michelle Money on Twitter?
No.
Okay, spoiler alert. If you don't want to know spoilers, mute us for a second. Because she's there for a month, because she tweeted about it on the very first episode. She was like, just because she's been back for a month.
Okay.
She was like, today's my 1 month back for my month-long vacation. So she goes pretty far. So I think they're there for like they're there for at least a month.
Well, it's because it's a 7-week series. So if you think about this, this probably has like a 3 or 4 day. Well, they were saying that they'd been there for like 10 days at the point where Markel brought up the wine. So it's probably like a 5-day turnaround. So if it's a 7-week process with a 5-day turnaround, that's 35 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That'd be about right.
that's it.
I guess you can fall in love.
In 35 days? Yeah.
Well, I guess if you can't talk to anybody else.
Well, the thing is, and you're not expected to be engaged at this point, so it's a lot less pressure. Like, you're really just looking for a boyfriend at the end of this. Like, it's not like The
think
Bachelor.
About the pressure about when you leave and you get to go on all these cool dates and then you go home.
What
and you
cool
have to pay
dates?
for
You're
your
going out to
dates.
dinner. Like, I can do a couple's massage with my
you're
husband.
in Mexico and you don't have to pay for it. But then they gotta go home and it's like, oh, I have to get my job back and take you somewhere. And you don't even live near me.
Exactly.
Move in or we're over.
Yeah, like, I just find it funny that, like, you know, like, Andy goes through, like, this hellish process to find a guy that she lives 5 minutes away from. Oh,
She chose him for publicity.
You don't think it's going to last?
No.
It was his birthday this weekend.
Good for him.
Yeah. Where did Tyler go?
I don't know, I just saw his pictures gone. I think if she really did it for love, it was Chris, the farmer.
You think so?
He never, to me, I watched that show and I thought it was all Nick and Marcus.
Yeah.
I had no idea Jordan was the one. Like, I never got that vibe.
I don't know.
And then the whole cutting Marcus off thing was mean. I think she should have cut off Iowa. My family's from Iowa. She knew she never was going to go.
Exactly. That was my whole point. Like, and
She could have given Marcus more time, and Marcus maybe could have wooed her over more.
Yeah, like, she could have seen one more week if she could catch up to his feelings, because that was her whole thing.
But she just saw professional athlete brother. My attention can get more. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the guy that passed away had a point calling her fake.
I think so too, Eric. Eric had a very good point. But yeah, that's it. So that's it for this episode. So next episode, we're hoping to have a special guest next episode. I can't reveal who it is yet because she's not confirmed. But hopefully Tyler and I can work some magic and get her on here. If not, maybe Mikey can join us back because I love having Mikey with me.
Anytime.
I know. I want Tyler to come back because I don't want to end the show with Tyler gone. So Bachelor in Paradise is over. Let's talk some Big Brother. You're done, I know.
I just so want to drive over there. I'm literally like an hour away, and I want to drive over to that wall and beat up security and just yell, "America hates Frankie." And just, ruin his day. That would ruin his day. If he heard someone yell that, it would ruin his day.
You can literally do that. I have a Twitter follower. It's ngarcia_7, and he lives literally a mile away from the Big Brother house. We've ended Bachelor in Paradise, Tyler. We're on to Big Brother for about 15 minutes.
Okay. Sorry.
So he lives like a mile away, and he was like, I want to get a megaphone, and I just want to start screaming like shit across the wall. And I'm like, you need to do this. Like,
well, look what happened from the whole Zach loving.
Exactly, and somebody did that, and like somebody did that, and like.
Just last night, they put him on lockdown because of it, because they couldn't get rid of him.
And I think Andy Denhart from Reality Blurred tweeted out about it, and my follower that had thought about it, he replied and he tagged me in it, and he just a smiley face. So I thought, did you do this? Like, is this you? And he's like, no, I can't take credit for it. But he's like, now I know that they can hear it, and I'm like, you need to walk by that fence and just say Derek's lying to all of you. Like, that's what needs to
happen in season 14, though? They shut it down because people were yelling?
Yeah.
I think it was 13 or 14 they did that.
Yeah, because people are learning, it's too expensive to fly a plane over there now. But
yeah. But I just think it'd be hilarious if someone just ruined Frankie's day and was like, you suck.
Frankie sucks. But I don't know, I want Derek is lying to you all.
Mad. Christine got so mad at just the fact that people said, I love Zach. I was like, dang.
It's disgusting. Tyler,
I
why
just
do you
think it'd be
message me
best just
for?
if someone yelled someone mad about Frankie, because Frankie so thinks he's the favorite.
I know. I'm. Uh,
I think a lot of this cast is in for a reality check at who the favorite is.
oh, I know. When they get out of this house, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be Donnie, and it's so predictable. It's gonna be Donnie.
Well,
I
I mean,
don't I
there's
don't
no
think I don't
winner.
think it's gonna be Frankie. As much as everyone thinks it's gonna be Frankie, it's not gonna be Frankie.
I honestly think if with all the saying people are rigging it, I think they would rig it to not be Frankie to save themselves.
Exactly. Like I
I
think
think they'll give it to
people who
Donnie
have it-
because he gets a lot of love.
But see, I think Cody's gonna at least make final two. So I don't think. I really think Derek's gonna win. Cody's gonna take second. And Donnie will take America's favorite.
I think it's Derek, Victoria, final two.
But
I don't know.
nobody in that house
I think
is
Victoria will
watching
take third.
anything.
He'll dump Cody way before he dumps Victoria.
Oh, Victoria, if Derek doesn't get evicted soon, it will be a Victoria Derek final two because Victoria will be Derek's Gina Marie.
I think Derek's gonna gun for the next HOH.
Yeah, Derek. At this point now, Derek is going to be like, I need to start winning. But nobody in this house is even awake to anything. Like, Amanda had a point yesterday in the show that she did with Eric, where you need to watch and see who's not being nominated. Because the people not being nominated are not being nominated because they're influencing everybody else's nominations. So Cody and Derek are the two.
I don't know how someone didn't notice that weeks ago.
Like, they're the only two.
With those 5 of them linking up so much.
Yeah, in 36 possible nomination choices, these two have never gone up, have never even been
A
in
word.
talk to go up.
Only targeted.
Never.
Only talked about being targeted by the person up, but never.
Yeah, like, but they've never
Optional.
been in talk. It's never been like a thing where they've thought seriously about it. Ever. They've never volunteered to go up on the block when, like, you know, the detonator's like, oh, we need someone to sit next to Frankie. The two of them are like, hells no.
They have Caleb that's like, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do anything.
Like, oh, just that guy. And my thing about that whole thing is, apparently in the rule book, there's a thing where they have to play unless they're injured or sick in every competition that they're either picked for or, like, they're eligible to compete in. How Caleb just sat down and didn't get any kind of repercussion for not playing in that competition is beyond me.
Because it was pre-set up to be able
It
to
wasn't.
one person. I'm just saying.
I don't
was a
think it
little fishy.
was. I don't think it was because these, like, look at the setup
They're
for
pretty
that
well
game.
planned out ahead of time, I know.
I mean, I think, you know, you can
I
kind
think
of.
he got lucky. Because he technically could have won the chessboard one on his own, too.
Yeah.
Technically. I think it was just happened to be one that wasn't like the damn champagne thing where Caleb could have really threw that thing easily.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think, you know, like, they have, like, what the competitions are going to be. I think they have a little wiggle room to move them around within the season. But I think with NFL football starting at a certain time, that competition had to be played at a certain time. So I don't think it was ever, like, really rigged. I think
My team
maybe
has been effed up with it anyway. I end up canceling Big Brother because of football and golf.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like,
I was live tweeting golf. Okay, I was beside myself. I didn't know what to do. I'm like,
See, this is what happens when you don't have cable. Like, see, I don't have to worry about this. I get to watch it. I just have to watch it a day late, but I get to watch it
but,
when
like,
I want to
even
watch it.
online, like, I've started watching it online now because it's easier for my vlogs. I can watch and screen grab and do everything I need at one time. But even Canadian TV, we were delayed 2 hours because of the stupid Teen Choice Awards. So either way, like, if I wanted to watch it on, like, an American station,
Did
I
you
was
watch the
delayed.
Teen Choice Awards?
Hell no, I was watching golf. I literally.
TiVoed it just because I knew Ariana Grande was going to be there. And I so wanted to see when she won an award if she was going to shout out Frankie.
Did she?
No, she won the very last award. And I thought she was going to say something, but she just said something, I think, about her grandpa. But
Yeah, no,
yeah, she said about her grandpa, and that was it.
I had no interest in the Teen Choice Awards, and I was just making snarky comments about the golfers, and I'm like, at one point I'm like, this is what my life has become. I'm like live tweeting golf. Like,
Did you see on Twitter today, though, about what his grandma tweeted?
no.
Frankie's?
Frankie's grandmother has Twitter.
Yeah, they all do.
She's like 90.
They're
Does she even know it?
famous. Maybe it was his mom.
Probably his mother.
All I know is it said something along the lines of, at least when Frankie leaves the house, he's still grande, and the rest of them will just go back to watching the live feeds like they were supposed to. I'm like, they're so besides themselves.
They are. I
Your
can't.
daughter just became relevant. She's not that famous.
And she's only relevant to teenagers, like.
And if all her songs didn't have someone more famous than her linked to them, they wouldn't have gotten big.
Exactly.
Yeah, so for every single off her new album is a duet with someone that's more famous than she is.
Exactly. Like, the only reason why I know what she looks like or who she is because I have little kids that watch Cat and...
Oh,
Sam
isn't
and
it true
Cat.
that her hair's a wig?
Yeah, her hair's a wig.
Probably. Yeah. Because it's like...
I read an article that she did because, like, she played the character for 3 years on another show, and that completely fried her hair. So, like, since she started Sam and Cat, she...
And she was on Victorious or something like that, wasn't she?
Her show got canceled.
Yeah. Both of them did.
Oh, I guess she's such a big, phenomenal pop star.
She was annoying on Sam and Cat. She had this really
voice is
annoying voice.
Well, I mean, I get where they're coming from because her song is the song of the summer, and why not capitalize?
It's not her song, though. It's
Fancy.
Iggy's song.
Number
No,
one.
it's not her album though. It's not on Iggy's album. It is her song.
But Iggy made it famous. I only bought the song because of Iggy.
Right, because Iggy is the it girl, so that's why everyone like loves it so much. She's the it
That's
girl
what I'm saying. Like,
but like,
if she didn't have Iggy, and then that Bang Bang song didn't have the other people on it, like.
Yeah, like when I don't know about you guys, but when our radio announcers announce that song, it's Iggy Azalea with Ariana Grande.
When it's remixed on our radios here, it's Iggy's part first, then it's her singing the song.
Yeah. But like when our DJs announce it, they don't say, oh, it's Ariana Grande with Iggy Azalea. They say it's Iggy Azalea with Ariana Grande. She always gets second billing to Iggy all the time.
She was nothing before this summer, that's why.
I don't know. I like her songs, like because I have little kids. Like there's this like.
Well, they're good pop songs.
There's a music video station called Juicebox here that is like parent approved, like songs for little kids.
I think Tyler froze or he's fake sleeping.
no.
Tyler's just like
he's like, I'm so over her, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah. Tyler's like, my hair's not done. I'm just gonna go. You're fine. But we should probably wrap this up because it's getting late. And yeah, I'm so excited to have Mikey here. I'm so glad that you.
Yeah, you were so fun to have on.
I know it's nice having boys. I love having my boys with me. It's just you guys are gonna you're gonna be Eric, Tyler, and you're gonna be my.
I was gonna say
and
Tyler.
Michael's gonna be my John. He's gonna be my John. I'm replacing the whole.
Yeah, totally
face.
John.
Yeah, the whole face of YRR has changed. This is it now. Me and my boys. So get used to this. So yes, we will be back next week. Maybe with a special guest.
Maybe with a special guest next week.
Maybe if that falls through, maybe we'll have Mikey back if he can do it. So yeah, you can check out all of our Bachelor content at yourrealityrecaps.com/roses. Tyler's blogs are there. Our whole season of recaps for The Bachelorette are there. You can get my Big Brother US blogs at yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16. I'm also blogging Tar Canada. And yeah, that's it for me. And you can follow me on Twitter at DGoodyear1975. And what are you doing besides The Bachelor in Paradise, Tyler?
I'm also blogging Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Hayes.
Yay! And we have to find something for you, Michael. We need to find you a blog. But where can they?
The sarcastic one. I'll write sassy things all day long.
Tell them where they can find you because Michael needs followers. His tweets are hilarious. If you're not following Mikey, then you're not alive yet.
You can find me at MikeyRich1122. I'll just start posting more shirtless photos. I'll get me followers.
Alrighty, so we will see everybody next week. Thank you, everybody.